Hey Wildcats, looking in our notebook, we're going to use the foldable that is glued in on the farthest left side of the right page, and we're going to use a set of numbers to do mean, median, mode, and range with as an example. Now, at the top of my page, I've written the word statistics because this is our new unit and topic, statistics. The set of numbers that we're going to use are 42, 22, 50, 12, 16, 105, and 37. Looking at this set of numbers, the first thing that I would like to see on your piece of paper is that we first order them from least to greatest. So let's write that. First, order least to greatest. Now remember, we want to make sure that we're using all of the numbers, so be careful and make sure that we don't forget any. Looking at this set of data, I see that my smallest number is the number 12, followed by the number 16. Then I would say I see the number 22, followed by 37, 42, 50, and 105. Again, double check that I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers, and when I've listed them out, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. Here, we're going to try and figure out what are the numbers that we're using to solve this data. From this set, I think it's important that we write that we have a total of data is 7 pieces. This is important, especially when we're looking to do the mean and the median. First, let's start with what we talked about as the mean. Remember, when we're speaking about the mean is also known as the average. I want at this time for you to go ahead and add the numbers up, and then we need to make sure we divide it by 7. Go ahead and click pause on the video and do this on your own. For me personally, when I added the numbers up, I got 284. I know there are 7 pieces, so I'm going to divide that by 7, and that gives me a total of 40 and 57 hundredths. Now, sometimes it's going to ask us to find the mean without the outlier. The outlier is a number that is incredibly far off from any of the other numbers. If you'll notice, this number right here, 107 or 105, is extremely far out, and we're actually going to call that an outlier. If it asked us to find the mean without the outlier, mean without the outlier, what I would do is I would add all the numbers up, leaving out 105. And because I've left out 105, I'm going to divide by the number 6 rather than 7. Adding all these numbers up, I get 179, and now I'm going to divide that by 6. 179 divided by 6. In my calculator, my answer is 29 and 83 hundredths. This is the reason we use mean without an outlier is because you'll notice that all these numbers are pretty close together, meaning that we had a consistent event happen, whereas this one is extremely far off. Now let's try finding the median. I believe that knowing the number of pieces of data is extremely important with the median because I can divide that number to see where should I find the middle. If I have 7 pieces of data, I know that in order to find the middle, there's going to be 3 numbers to the left and 3 numbers to the right. The one in the middle is going to be my median. So taking a look at what data I have, I go from 12, 105, 16, 50, 22, and 42. Another way I could have done that is counting 1, 2, 3. Circle that number. 1, 2, 3. It works out. My median is the number 37. Now, looking at this information, is there a mode or number that occurs the most? Looking at this, each number only occurs once. Because of this, there is no mode. Last but not least, we're going to talk about the range. Remember, range is another way of saying difference. In this case, I notice that my biggest number is 105 and my smallest number is 12. 105 minus 12 gives me the total of 93. We have now found the mean, median, mode, and range for this set of data. Remember, if I write it down in my notebook, you should write it down in your notebook. Great job. Let's try some problems on your own.